and the state of Illinois and our surrounding states also. But our board of directors and local leaders saw the opportunity to revitalize Cairo and make the region a center for the shipping industry. We've been working for 8 years on this development of this port, and thanks to the support of Governor Pritzker, Sen Dale Fowler, and our business partners, there's finally a path forward for our success here. So it is with great pleasure I would like to introduce to all of you our governor of the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you very much, Larry, and particularly thank you for the many years of service that you've given to this project. There's no way this project would have happened without Larry's leadership, and I'm grateful for his having reached out and really made this a focus of capital investment here in Southern Illinois. Cairo Mayor Thomas Simpson and, of course, Senator Dale Fowler, it's thrilling to be here with you to celebrate a game-changing investment for our state's transportation and logistics industry right here in Cairo. Rebuild Illinois is really about investing in the long-term impact so that we can have true economic success for our entire state. And this port project has the potential to represent the very best of our state's future, because this is more than just a port. It's also fuel for new jobs and newfound economic prosperity all across this region, a region that's been left out and left behind for far too long. This will lift up farmers and industry across the region. My administration's commitment to jobs and to economic development for the people of Southern Illinois is unwavering. Sitting at the intersection of North America's two greatest, largest rivers, Cairo represents an enormous economic opportunity for investors, for the state of Illinois, and for our working families. 80% of inland barge traffic passes by this city every day. That represents a wealth of untapped potential sailing by, but not any longer. Today, I'm proud to announce the release of the first $4 million of my administration's $40 million investment in the Alexander Cairo Port District, one of the largest projects in Southern Illinois in a generation. Already, Illinois is a global hub for the nation's commerce and transportation. The construction of this port builds on that status, establishing Cairo as a national hub for the shipping and logistics industry and anchoring a new link between the Midwest and global markets. And it's all right here in Southern Illinois. As a public-private partnership, the Port District demonstrates how we can magnify positive economic results when government. Last several years, each time I've come to Cairo and to Carterville and Carbondale and Marion and Murfreesboro, my commitment to revitalizing this entire region has grown ever stronger. In the first 18 months of my administration, we cut taxes on small businesses here. We launched a plan to build broadband infrastructure here with millions of dollars already working to build out that new network. Dedicated new operating dollars for Shawnee Community College, for Rend Lake Community College, for Southeastern Illinois College, John A. Logan College, and SIU Carbondale in our first budget. We invested in new buildings and renovations and began investing $1.1 billion in Southern Illinois to upgrade roads and bridges and trains. It was just last July that I was in Walker's Bluff and Marion to join local officials, including Senator Fowler, in launching new infrastructure investments for Southern Illinois. It's no secret that COVID-19 has changed life for all of us quite a bit since then. But even in a pandemic, in fact, especially in a pandemic, our transportation systems connect our residents and our communities and our businesses, and they're worth fighting for and investing in. Our roads and bridges deliver Illinoisans to work and home again, to school, to the pharmacy, to the doctor's office, and especially now, people need jobs. And it's investments like the Alexander Cairo Port District that will extend our state's leadership as a multimodal network hub for national and regional travel and freight movement, all while creating good jobs in every part of this state, but especially right here. These difficult times have brought a whole lot of challenges to our residents, to our small businesses, and our frontline workers. But the last 6 months have also reinforced the goodwill of our residents and the strength of our communities. What's more, they've underscored the vital importance of smart investments that create new opportunities for working families. I'm very proud to help restore progress and jobs in Southern Illinois, helping to revitalize it as an economic engine serving all of the people of this region. So thank you, and with that, I'd like to turn it over to one of the leaders who, on nearly my first day in office, came in to see me to talk about nothing other than this Cairo Port project, and that's Senator Dale Fowler. Dale.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker. Good afternoon, everyone. What an enormous day for Cairo and for all of Southern Illinois. There are so many people to say thank you to. But let me first begin by thanking God for creating these two mighty rivers and for the opportunity to stand here and present hope and prosperity to the people of this city, county, and region. Governor, thank you for being here today for this historic announcement and for supporting and believing in this innovative project. Additionally, I'd like to say thank you to Secretary Osmond with the Illinois Department of Transportation, Comptroller Mendoza, Senate President Harmon, Senate Minority Leader Brady, for making this project a top priority, as well as my friends from the Delta Regional Authority. With us today, we have Joe Griggs, the chairman of the Alexander County Board, as well as the chairman of the Mississippi and Ohio River Confluence Economic Alliance. Katie Keller, representing Senator Duckworth's office. Lauren Bonner with Senator Durbin's office. Josh Downs with Comptroller Mendoza's office. And former Cairo Mayor Tyrone Coleman, along with Dustin Nearett with Congressman Boss' office. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. I would like to say thank you to our friends with labor that are with us here today. Thank you for being a voice for this very important project. Thank you to everyone that never gave up hope and has supported and worked to make this day a reality. Today we begin the mission of establishing Cairo, Illinois as the nation's hub for riverport transportation opportunities, which will, upon completion, be one of the largest economic development investments made in Southern Illinois in decades. A big thank you to our neighboring states of Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, for your unwavering support of this project. The confluence of these two great rivers is where business, opportunity, and development meet. There is so much potential in this port and so much room for growth and development found right here in our own backyard. As the governor said, this is where 80% of all the inland barge traffic in the nation flows by. Of the inland waterways, Alexander Cairo Port District is the farthest north of any warm water port. A geographic location that reaches 100 million citizens within 8 hours. This port will enable barges to travel straight to the Gulf of Mexico lock-free. River transportation is growing each and every day and is the most economical form of goods transportation. Container transportation by barge alone is projected to grow and double by the year of 2030. This project, when completed, is projected to create over 500 direct jobs and more than 100 million in economic activity, as well as many ancillary business creation opportunities. And looking across the street, such as the Rivalora Mansion, right across the street here, that's been renovated to a bed and breakfast and event center, just because of the morale and the positive impact that this port project has. And Robert Jones Fine Arts Center downtown, that's just been here a few months. And to all the private companies that have stated, you build it, we will come. Thank you for staying with us and for your interest and investment in Southern Illinois. Thank you all for being here today and for joining us for this historic announcement. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Mayor of Cairo, Illinois, Mayor Thomas Simpson.
Thank you, Senator Fowler. Well, thank everyone for being here today. Thank you for believing in our community. You've heard stories about Cairo, negative things, struggles that's been happening here in the community, but today is a positive day, a day where we can rejoice and know that we're going to have better days ahead of us. We are taking advantage of Cairo's strategic location here with support of the state. We're going to make Cairo a center for the shipping and industry and create opportunities for our citizens and our people across the region. Thanks to the hard work of Alexander County Port District, state investments that were made possible by Governor Pritzker, Senator Fowler, and many others, we're going to create the jobs and opportunities that have been missing in Cairo and Southern Illinois for a long time. This port is going to breathe new life into Cairo. It will allow us to provide the public services that our citizens deserve and bring back the businesses like grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants that the city needs. We're thrilled to have these opportunities, and we're looking forward for a new day for Cairo. We want everyone, also I'd like to add that with this project that's going on, I want folks to know all these jobs being created, the economic growth and development we're going to have here. Everyone you know that's in the need for jobs, hey, go out and pursue those professions that would be needed for this port. Whether it's in the shipping industry, whether you're a welder, electrician, contractor, whatever the case may be, go and get the training if you don't already have it, and talk to others, encourage them to do this. Because together we're going to make this city a better place. We're going to raise the city up. We're going to continue to move forward, and you'll get on the media there and you'll hear all the positive things about Cairo and not the negative things there, because we've got good people in this community, good people here in Cairo, and that's what we're going to focus on. So we just got to work together, folks, and things will get better. So just hang in there. I always tell people that things didn't happen or go down overnight. It's going to take a while to get together. So folks, just stay together, be prayerful, and we will move forward. And we always ask my council meetings there, we always have a prayer before the meeting there, and I always let everyone know, hey, as long as you put God first, everything's possible. And that's all you got to do. So believe in him, and everything will happen. And now I'd like to introduce Mark Ganoy, who's CEO of American Commercial Barge Line. Mr. Ganoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, and thank all of you for the support here in the community. While we're one of the nation's largest inland barge carriers and headquartered in the neighboring state of Indiana, we have 14 locations throughout the country, and one of them is right here in Cairo, where we landed almost 50 years ago and provide all the local barge delivery. Our industry moves nearly 500 million tons of freight, all the building blocks and the energy resources and many of the imports and exports that go throughout the country, and about 80% of that goes right through the confluence of the Ohio and the Mississippi River. And we're looking very anxious support or anxiously await the opportunity to support the new port here in Cairo. Thank you very much for your time. Oh, I'm sorry. And Governor, you want to come up and say a few words? Sorry about that.
That's all right. Thank you very much. Mark, you know, you can move your company to Illinois.
Yeah.
We got a great state with the smartest people in the country. We'll have that discussion later. Happy to take any questions from members of the media. Well, it's a good question. It's not something I've ignored. I can tell you that it's extraordinarily important to me to lift up the entire region, but, you know, I've been back here to Cairo a number of times, and I've been here when there's been flooding. I've been here when I was just looking to see how we could create jobs, how we could bring grocery stores to the area, how we could lift up the people of Cairo and Alexander County. And so, you know, the best way to do that is long-term investment. But that's not been something that the state of Illinois has done for more than a decade, and for Alexander County, even longer than that. So from the get-go, I've looked for opportunities, especially because we passed a major capital bill, Rebuild Illinois, opportunities to invest those dollars all across this region, but especially in places where you know that jobs haven't been created for a very long time. So this is exciting. This is truly a game changer. And I know that we're going to move as fast as possible. That everybody around me here isn't just talking about the jobs that get created, good union jobs that get created by virtue of the construction that'll go on, but also because we're going to attract businesses from across the nation to this area who want to be right here at the confluence of these two rivers. So I'm thrilled, and I know everybody behind me is working very hard, and many of the people who are standing in the audience here will be working very hard when we get those jobs up and running. Yes, ma'am. Well, I want to, if it's okay, I'm going to call on maybe Todd Ely, who you know has been in charge of the economic development project here and has the timeline in his head. So,
all right, thank you, Governor. I'm Todd Ely with the Ely Consulting Group. I was hired many years ago by Cairo Public Utility Company, and I now work for the Alexander Cairo Port District. But we have struggled for many years. I think that was your question. And the reason why is simply because we didn't have the development capital necessary until Governor Pritzker came in. We had that capital bill passed. Now the funding is there. The governor is releasing $4 million that we've been, you know, that we've desperately needed. That money will go specifically for design, engineering, permitting work. It'll go to marketing. It will help us finalize the public-private partnership. So to get back to your question on timeline, permitting and design engineering will come first. That will begin immediately. We will be able to apply for a permit with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in January of next year. We'll continue to do the design engineering work. It is my goal to have a public-private partnership executed and announced by the end of the calendar year. That partnership will bring additional capital and allow us to move the project ahead faster than we normally would have been. Is that?
Yes, there was about in 2018 $1 million in the state budget that was for the safety and design and permitting. And so is that a part of this, or what?
That is. That is. That money was granted, and we spent every penny very judiciously. In fact, we'll spend the balance of that money out at the end of this month. But it allowed us to do enough design, engineering, and permitting work and to put enough marketing pieces together to convince the leadership of the state of Illinois and other private sector companies that this is a good investment for the future. So that money was instrumental. It was like seed capital to get the balance of the funding that we have now, which will put us over the top and allow us to build this port.
And If I may just add to the end of that, Todd, thank you, just that a lot of the capital dollars that come from the capital bill are designed to do precisely what's happening here, that is, to launch a project forward. Sometimes we're the entire investment in infrastructure, but what it brings with it is a lot of private industry that wants to be where that infrastructure is put in place. And so job creation is ultimately the goal of Rebuild Illinois. Indeed, across the entire capital bill, it's estimated that we'll either create or support 500,000 jobs. Yes, sir. Yeah, announcements. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't speak to all the other announcements. I've been in office for a year and a half as governor. I'll speak to everything that I've announced, but I will say, and I'll let Senator Fowler take the podium in a moment, but I will say that this has been a bipartisan endeavor. That, I think, is a very vitally important point to make to all of you. There's been a gathering of all the forces that want to lift up Cairo and Alexander County. And this has been 8 years in the making. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. This isn't like somebody came up with an idea and we all jumped on board. There are a lot of plans that have been put in place, a lot of studies that have been done to make sure this is the right place, and a lot of conversation with private industry to make sure that when we put these dollars in the ground, so to speak, that it will yield industry investment in the area. So I have great confidence. I also will say that there are real dollars that are coming with this announcement. And there have been, there's been $1 million from the budget, as pointed out. And I have to say, it was spent judiciously. It is hard to make $1 million last as long as these folks have made it last. I'm glad that we're now launching this effort with $4 million. And of course, there's $36 million more that will come from state government. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Senator Fowler.
Thank you for the question. Great question. As you all know, I've spent many days here in Cairo, Illinois, as well as the other 12 counties that I represent. And 3.5 years ago, when I became a member of the General Assembly, and I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time here, and I got to know the people here, and I got to see the opportunity and the confluence of the Mississippi and Ohio, and do more research and study, and became part of this team, this incredible team for the last 3.5 years, to try to see this project to fruition. The first steps was the marketing, to try to get it done, and try to get it done real with real dollars. And that's why we were able to to be able to receive a $1 million in the FY19 budget to begin the permitting, design, and engineering process of this project. So thanks to that $1 million investment has gotten us to where we are today and has made significant strides. So now, as Mr. Ely alluded to, now we just got, we're jumping over the last hurdle now. And by having this investment, this confirmed investment that is line itemed in the FY21 capital bill for $40 million for this port, makes this day real. Finally makes this day real. Thanks to the rebuild project, that, these dollars are real now. Now we can now we can go and beat on the doors. Todd can go and beat on the doors. Mr. Klein, everyone can go and beat on the doors of our private investment, because they have stated we're coming. Because again, all we're doing is taking advantage of an opportunity that lies right here in our own back door. And from that, better things are moving forward. Thank you. Any other questions? Absolutely. Great question. Well, that's the reason I'm so excited to have our labor friends here with us today. labor 773 and operating engineers 318. I don't know if there's anyone from 702 here or not, but to be able to these apprenticeship programs that are igniting within their training facilities they're running more people through these training facilities than they've ever ran before. And then also, yes, there's going to be training, but we're going to give these people training hope to be able to be part of this project. We want to hire local people. We're going to be hiring a lot of people. And yes, you build it, they will come. And this is going to create housing opportunities. We're working with housing developers as we speak that are looking at making investment in Cairo to build houses, to build duplexes. There's people buying up property. You see, as I mentioned, you see what's going on across the street. The excitement that's going on in this community. And yes, we're going to have people coming into this town. And then the ancillary business opportunity creation that's going to come for that, as I mentioned, is where things are really going to ignite. And we don't even know what those numbers are going to be because it's going to be market driven. We're going to have, as the mayor said, we're going to need to get another gas station in this community, truck stop, whatever it may be. We already have the rail, the interstate, the airport, the mighty confluence. We have everything right here. So, we're going to get there. And so this is a new day. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. And while you're at it, please leave us a comment. Thank you for watching.